Hi guys, today I want to show you how I make what is known as a magic ribbon bow. You're going to be needing some acetate ribbon. You're going to be needing your curling ribbon. Okay, and I'm using these colors so that you can see the contrast of what I'm doing, but normally if you'd like you can do all matching colors. So for right now, I will give you the measurements of what I've made. So for this smaller one that I'm going to be showing you how to make, it is 3 yards of ribbon. This is an acetate, and so again it's 3 yards, 8.5 inches. You can vary in sizes, it doesn't have to be exactly, but you do need at least the 3 yards to start with, and the 8.5 is for the little tail at the end. Now this ribbon is 1.5 inches wide. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be creating some loops, which I'm going to be showing you on the big one that I did make. So the little one is to show you how to make it. The big one is already been made. Let's see if I can get it in here. So basically the loops we're talking about are these loops here. Those are going to be 7 inches in length, okay? So what we're going to do here is, what I have already done is I've doubled up my ribbon. It's already folded in half, and with the folded side I'm going to come in like 7 inches. Now when you make your bows, it does not have to be exactly as my measurements, because you'll want to make bigger bows, smaller bows, whatever size bow you want, but I'm going to give you the general basic idea of how you're going to make it. Alright, so here's 7 inches right here. Now I determined 7 inches because the bow that I want to make, okay, when I make my loops, I want my loops to be this big. Okay, so if you're going to make a loop that big, then when you fold it up, it's going to be a bow like that big, that wide. Okay, it'll be 7 inches wide. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start to accordion pleat my ribbon that's been doubled. Again, I said I measured 7 inches because that's what I wanted to use so that I can get it into the lens here and you could see. I'm going to be showing you 2 techniques on how to cinch this magic ribbon bow. One will be with the curling ribbon, and this one I'm going to be using just a stapler. Okay, so I've done this already. So that's going to give me 4 loops on one side, 3 loops on the other. Okay. What I'm going to do next is, with a pair of sharp scissors that are your crafting scissors, not your good scissors, you're going to take the end. Okay, you're going to fold it in half. Now if you're going to be using the stapler, make sure, I'll draw it for you so you can get an idea. Now keep in mind that a staple is about that wide. It's like 5/8 of an inch, I'm guessing. So you want to be able, we're going to be cutting little wedges. Let me get my pen working here. We're going to be cutting these little wedges here on the corners, the little triangles. Could go in a little bit more, just as long as you know that you can fit in here a stapler. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and cut these edges. Again, like I said, you're going to fold it in half. like that. And I'm gonna cut it off the camera because I have a garbage can next to me, and when you don't, if I were to do this here and go like this would be like popcorn and it'll pop all over, and I don't want to get it my station messy here, so I'm gonna just lean over it and do it in the garbage can. Alright, so here you see what we've created. This could have been a little bit tighter, but you'll see more or less. Now on the opposite side, we're going to recreate the exact same thing. I'm going to fold it in half. So let me just take this back a second so you don't get confused. Here you're going to see you have this little tail here. You're not going to cut here. You're going to leave that tail alone because that's what's going to be part of our decoration. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to cut these 3 here, leaving the tail long. And again, I'm going to go off camera to prevent all this popping all over. Okay, so here we have it. So you have your tabs that you've created, 4 on one side and 3 on the other. Okay, and then you're going to have your long piece here, which is going to be your ribbon. It doesn't have to be this long. I just did it this way so you could see. So now the next step is your curling ribbon. You're going to take the exact same amount of yardage as you did to create the green ribbon. We're going to take it. We're going to find the center of it. So here's my center. What we're going to do is we're going to be taking the very first loop on the top. Okay, this is where the original folded one was. We're going to take this curling ribbon. I'm going to put center to center. You're going to pull the ribbon underneath. All we're going to be doing is creating a knot, but you want to conceal the actual knot on the inside of your bow. So that's what we're doing right now. This is where you kind of need like 3 hands. So now we're going to pull that nice and tight and cinch it in there. Alright, I'm going to give it a nice second knot. Make sure that that doesn't come undone. Like that. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to open that up and fold it in. We're going to take our ribbon and hold it like this and put it in the center of this loops right here. Now I'm going to get my stapler. And I'm going to come in here and I'm going to staple it. Not catching the ribbon on the inside. You gotta make sure that those are free. Okay, see how it's all in there? What we want to do is we want to be able to pull our ribbon. Okay, so try not to catch it because then your magic bow will not work. I'm gonna go ahead and staple all of these in the center, and I'll be right back and show you when I'm done. Okay guys, I'm back. I finished stapling my ribbon. You'll see here, this is our center knot in the beginning. I've created these little cutouts here. In between, you have your ribbon. Make sure that when you're putting your ribbon on the inside, that it's perfectly flat, so it's not twisted. Alright, so we did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 staples. Okay, probably could have gotten away with another one. Let me see. I probably could have, but for today's purposes, I'm leaving it like that. So this version that I'm showing you with the stapler is for the narrow ribbon. And if you want to make a really wide ribbon, as wide as this one, you're gonna have trouble getting the stapler in there. So for this, I'm going to show you what I did do in a minute using the curling ribbon, and watch how simple this is. So we have at the end here on our last staple, we've got this ribbon in the middle. Now it's going to be a lot when you start pulling it, but if you're going to want to reuse these bows, then I suggest not to cut them. So this is basically what you're doing. You got to make sure that when you do your staple that you're not catching the ribbon so that it can move easily in between. Alright, so here you have a quick and easy bow, and all you're going to do is just fidget with it, move it around, and you have a pretty bow. Now with this, like I said, I would use this here to wrap around the gift, okay, and if you want you can curl the end, but try not to take this off, so that way you can reuse these. Let's say if you're making pew bows, you could use the curling ribbon to attach to the pews, bouquets. So this is very simple, and all you gotta do is adjust it like this. Now I'm going to show you, oh, let me take this one apart again so you could see how easy it is to reuse these. So basically you're just going to pull all the way, like that. I'm just trying to get all this length pulled, and you have your bow again. You could use these over and over, or again, like I said, if you do want to just use it that one time, when you're done, what you would do is you would come inside, you would tie this in a knot, and you would cut off the excess if you don't want it. Make a good tight knot in here so it wouldn't slip out and your bow stays intact. Now for the extra wide one, I'll give you the measurements for this one. Let me see something here. This ribbon is 2.5 inches wide. Okay. 2.5 inches wide. Centimeters, it's 6.5. Okay, so this one I measured 5 yards 16 inches of ribbon. Alright, and I did exactly like I did with the small one, which is why I did the small one for you to see first. Alright, so pretend this is 5.5 inches, yards, and 16 inches. Now my loops here, I measured them 10 inches. From here to here, I measured 10 for the little wedge. Okay, and I made 5 links. So now for this one, because it is too wide to get in here with the stapler, as I'll show you, it would be pretty difficult to get that in there, and it is much bigger. What I've done with this one is I've used the curling ribbon in here. These are going under here, sorry. Let me tuck these in here so they're not in the way. So what I did was I took some curling ribbon. This one was about 10 inches, I think it was. Let me see. No, let me see. This was like 8 inches that I cut these, but I made them short. You really would benefit from making them longer and curling it a lot, because these curling ribbon curled up can be of multiple colors, and I'll show you how this one comes out. And again, to do this one, what you're going to do is exactly the same as before. Only difference is when you take this curling ribbon, you're going to grab it around, center it. You're going to make this, you're going to scrunch it up just a little bit, making sure your ribbons are in the center, and again. And the second knot, you're going to tighten that to secure it. First knot, looser so that your ribbon can be pulled through, and then second knot really tight so it doesn't fall apart. So we're going to do the same thing again. I'm going to try and get this done here without twisting it up, because this one is very long and you'll see it come alive. Sorry, very big. This is the fun bows. Let's see if I can do this. I'm pulling. And here it is. Now, you'll want to play with it. Move these loops around. And again, you would take the extra ribbon that's on the bottom and tie it if you're not going to use it. Again. And you just adjust your little loops. Now, I hope that you can appreciate these little red curlies in between. I think that I made mine too short. I should have made them really nice and long so they're popping out in there. But if you don't want it to pop out, you can just do it the way I showed you. Just a little accent in between. So here you have this huge bow, which is really fun. Let me see if I can zoom out. Nope, can't zoom out. That's how big it is. But I'll take a picture of it and I will show you what it looks like. And again, with the remaining ribbon, you could leave it alone. Before I forget, to finish off your tails of your ribbon, the loose ends of it, which is on the bottom, you can take these and do a little fishtail on the end. You're going to fold it in half just to make it more decorative. And you're going to cut it on an angle, fold it in half so you have a cute end. I've done the same with this one, the big one, and anyone who gets a gift with this beautiful bow will really feel special. Well, I hope this video has been helpful. You've enjoyed it. And I've shown you yet another way of making another bow. I do have other bow tutorials that might be easier if this is too much for you, but you can check out my channel and you can find it. Well, I hope it's been informative, helpful, and you get to try this one at home. Please leave me questions and comments, rate the video. Share with your friends, and again, thank you for watching this video.